Hey guys, Daz and I are here. You know where we be? It's summertime. That's not the topic of today. Today's topic, aside from this gorgeous weather rolling in, you see this storm cloud here starting to develop. It's gonna get thicker and thicker. It's really pretty, really pretty. But today's topic will be about dark energy and how it's just not a cosmological phenomena, and it's here, it's on Earth, it's with us, it's here, it's here. Stay tuned. Whew, it's hot. Yeah, angle this a little. So what am I on with this dark energy in our lives? What the F does that mean, dude? It's super hard to pin down, and guess it all just comes down again to using your imagination to see what's happening out there in the cosmos and understanding that we are just a reflection of that. And so if you can grasp that, you can look for those reflections in our life, in our society, in our culture, in ourselves. So what I've been seeing, right? Well, I haven't seen the past several thousand years of human history too well, right? I'm 34. I've only seen 34 years. But in those 34 years, I know that our units were closer together. Like, our relationships that we had with people were closer together, more physical. In some respects there was less tension, but tension always comes and goes with like control issues. But the real fact of what mattered was like friendships and relationships. That's like interacting galaxies. You interacting with another friend or person, that's another island universe in a way. Like, that's a whole nother universe that's thinking and doing its own thing. And that's how they used to imagine galaxies being in the 1920s. They used to call them island universes, and we know that they're galaxies now, and it's not an entire universe in one. But in a sense, we're kind of like a blip for the universe, like a part of the universe, right? The galaxy, us, all of it, we're all within it. We're all a little part of it, seeing whatever our perspective is. We all have relation to it. So our relationships, and it's not a hard stretch to say, have become more thinned out, if not more plentiful, due to the internet, right? Due to being able to mass media and just connect really far out their ideas to a whole bunch of different people. I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea. It's made plenty of people much more intelligent on our planet, right? So it's had its benefits, but it is very apparent that we are getting thinned apart, and our actual relationships are straining on that too. Kind of like how dark energy pushes apart the galaxies, and it's been doing that stronger and stronger and stronger as time persists, and it might have like some sort of exponential kind of strength, which is almost what it feels like is happening to our society, especially here in the United States, where the entire identity of what people are is like dissolving before our eyes, and we're having wars over it, culture wars of identity, instead of being able to accept each other. So where does the dark energy come from? It seems to have gotten worse when we got way more connected, when we started funneling our ideas into social medias and beaming them to the entire universe at large, and thinking full-heartedly that our ideas were king and not leaving room for other dominant ideas, right? And this spirals you into not communicating properly with other people because you feel like you have the dominant idea. You don't need to necessarily explain yourself because it's the dominant idea. You can point to this, 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 and this. Your idea might even be mainstream. So this leads you to have more self-personalized negative internal thoughts, which leads to pettiness and all these other things I've discussed in other videos that I'll continue to discuss about. But our habits on these social medias and our inability to see that we are not correct, we're all trying to figure this out, and that judging and coercing and making others feel bad for their journey is not the way, not the word, not the wave, and not our purpose. But that's what it seems like is happening. We're tunneling down on these negative ideas of judgment, and they're further isolating us, especially from distant relationships. You can see this if you haven't contacted someone in a while, right? Things just kind of like start fading away. You have to maintain that source of contact with those people to keep that kind of gravity bond held together in some form and fashion, so that like you two are still in some way linked and kind of not trying to be pushed away by the forces of dark energy. It takes effort. I experienced this in my own life. I have like trouble with family life, and it's really hard because we each try at different times in our life, and when you try and someone else doesn't try, you get frustrated, and in the end those bridges burn and it feels like there's no repair. Oh, looks like there's a friend here today. Whew. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt that video. That was one of my friends that I actually have met out here before, and so we just kind of spent the past few hours hiking it up and talking out there. But I believe we were talking about dark energy, yes. And I believe I was already got over the basics and was talking about where it is in our life, right? And I think it kind of stems from this interconnection we have and the spreading of negative ideas, and the corporations wanting those negative ideas, and powers that profit wanting those ideas because it creates the clicks, because it creates the interactions, because it creates the revenue that they need. So they further entice us and fuel our dark energy, like perpetuate it. And so it's constantly accelerating and accelerating and accelerating, being heightened, not just by ourselves and our own mental trappings, but also by the messages that our society and culture and peers are feeding us. And it just echoes in our head, like back and forth. It reverberates, and we just believe these negative ideas, and we find it more comfortable to turtle down on ourselves or our group or our faction and believe the group think or the mainstay consensus of that faction, and to just be that echo chamber. And like it's all about this negative echo chamber, and not actually communicating and understanding the distances that are involved between you and another galaxy, and understanding how you are related in this universe, right? Like, I think when you have those connections, understand those connections, empathize with those connections, and try not to lose those connections, that's you trying to overcome dark energy in your life. That's you acknowledging that there is something that we don't necessarily understand within ourselves, possibly. Maybe it's not, but there's definitely something that seems to be making relationships less physical, more strained, more pushed out to the extremes, less accessible to everyone. Like, and relationships around the board, whether it's your family or close friends or distant relatives. You know, it just seems easier and easier to give in to being comfortable and not doing the hard work and branching out and trying to communicate with those people, even if it leads to ultimate failure, right? Even if they don't want to make that connection, you trying to make that connection is still building strength. You're moving your muscles, right? You're moving your empathy muscles. You're trying, you know, you're going to get stronger and better, wiser doing that. And I think that's the missing piece of the puzzle here, that like these cosmological forces that seem to be possibly leading us to a big rip scenario or a heat death of the universe, where all the stars kind of fizzle out and all that's left is the black holes, and eventually those kind of evaporate away too, and then the universe kind of like, so that's the kind of scenario we could be looking at here, or a rip where it just accelerates so fast that like reality just rips apart. Who fucking knows what that even means, right? What does it mean when reality rips apart? So if we can conceive these ideas, it is possible to maybe conceive a way to fight against them, to work against them, to sustain ourselves, instead of just fight ourselves into oblivion. Right? That's what I think dark energy is, right? It is something we have to overcome. It whatever started it only wants to spread. It only wants to divide, right? Whatever that is, it only wants to push apart. So I don't necessarily think that's a good energy, whatever created that. But, you know, I'm just a human. I don't understand the cosmos. You don't understand the cosmos. Our scientists definitely don't understand the cosmos. We're all still trying to figure it out. But I think if we start believing more that we do have impacts, like we do have our thoughts, our energy, something like goes out into the ether and has an impact. But a lot of you out there don't think like that. You're too empirical. You're very restrictive with your mindset, and you don't let creativity into it that way. And that's fine, but you might not see all the different angles that are out there. Maybe that's okay for you, but like, you're not seeing it all, right? I'm not seeing it all either. I'm not a scientist, but like, I understand that. Anyways, don't let dark matter keep bullying us, guys. Or not dark matter, I'm sorry. Dark matter, I think, is here for us. Don't let dark energy like dictate what's in your head, right? Don't let your own internal thoughts continue to be negative and to continue to put down other people that are around you that you would be better off trying to connect to. Even if they're your enemies, you're probably better off. It is safer to connect with your enemies than to fight with your enemies. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? So, I don't know. Hope you guys like that kind of idea. I'll be talking about it more often because, yeah, that's our universe. Dark matter, dark energy. It's why it's here, why it's up there, why it's in here. Here. We emanate, we beam this, right? Thanks for tuning in, watching this crazy mofo with his crazy freaking hair talk about some crazy freaking stuff. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it. I've had these thoughts for too long, and now I have a medium to express them. It's nice. Please like the video. I like seeing the likes. I'm like, yay, someone gave me some sympathy. Comments are great. It helps the algorithm, all that algorithm stuff. Not like I'm getting algorithm help. Although on the analytics, a few people are finding my videos through searches. That's really cool. If you're one of them and you made it to the end of the video, which I find very unlikely, most of you just click through. then please sub, you know, come back for more content. We're gonna be evolving. I love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. Be happy.